The following is a presentation of WUEV Sports.
Jalen Brown with the steal. Jalen leaps and slams it home. Evansville back on top.
5 to shoot. So step back top of the arc. 3 is good by Sarah Dickey. Deep shot from Corbin Williams. Left fielder looking up. Nothing he can do. It is gone. It's time for the Evansville Otters pregame show on 91.5 FM, WUEV. Coming up, prior to first pitch, we'll set the scene for today's ball game. Go inside the clubhouse and interview a member of the Otters about today's matchup, and we'll take a look at what's going on elsewhere in the Frontier League. And now, to get you set for exciting Evansville Otters baseball, let's go out to the diamond for the Evansville Otters pregame show.
Good afternoon and welcome into Bosse Field. Alongside Bill McCune, I am Sam Jelnick, bringing you all the action this evening. But first, of course, the pregame show. How are you doing this afternoon, Bill?
Great, Sam, and welcome to Evansville. Welcome to Bosse Field, and welcome to the Otters.
I am very happy to be here, finally able to take in a home game here at Bosse Field. And the first person I will see pitch out on the mound was the guy you saw last Saturday. Patrick McGuff picked up the first win of the year for the Otters. 6 scoreless innings. What made him so effective last weekend?
Well, actually, he wasn't that overpowering, to be honest. He was, I'm going to say he was fair. But you just had lucky break that time. But I would not say it was a good day. And I'm being honest. I don't want to praise nobody who don't deserve it right now.
Really?
Let's hope tonight he is more effective than he was the first game.
6 innings to scoreless ball ain't good enough for you?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was a tough 6 innings. Yes, he won and got out of it, but it was not a good 6 innings.
Well, opposing him for Normal will be none other than Matt Portland, hailing from Northwestern. Matt, so far this season, up and down in one start. 4 innings, 6 strikeouts, but the 5 walks hurt him. 4.50 ERA. He's a southpaw. Otters actually haven't seen a southpaw start against them on the mound, so it'll be interesting to see how their lineup goes against them. And over the weekend, it was that lineup that powered them to 2 big wins. Who in the lineup did you really like over the weekend?
For the Otters?
Yes.
I tell you, there's no better than that shortstop. that little, I'm going to say captain of this team, Toby Thompson. And then you had a surprise catcher who I liked. I only saw him 3 innings in spring training, and yet I fell in love with him. That's that new catcher by the name of Mike Rizzitello.
Mike Rizzitello. Yes, from Long Island.
Right, I liked him, and then I only saw him catch 3 innings of spring training. I said, hey, there's your #1 catcher. However, he's going to share. He's going to catch a second hit tonight.
Yeah, so Luis Valorio will get the start in game #1. Mike, of course, got 2 starts over the weekend, was 2 for 6, 2 doubles in his first appearance here in the Frontier League. So Evansville right now at 3-3 on the season, 1 game back in the Western Division. They're going up against, of course, the normal Cornbelters, who are 1-5, 3 games back so far this season. So they're on a bit of a slide after opening up the season with 1 win and now losing 5 straight. The Otters have a tough stretch of games coming up, 3 here at home against Normal, and then they'll go for a week-and-a-half road trip down to up to Windy City, I should say, and then up to Traverse City for Memorial Day matchup as well. We'll take our first break here of the pregame show. We'll be back with a pregame interview with none other than Bill's new favorite player, Toby Thomas. We'll talk to him in just a little bit. You're listening to the Evansville Otters pregame show on WUEV 91.5 FM, your home for Evansville Otters baseball.
Attention UE alumni. Do you know that the UE Alumni Association sponsors numerous events each year in over 20 cities throughout the country and worldwide? Do you know that over 800 alumni, parents, and other friends volunteer with UE as recruiters, mentors, reunion planners, and fundraisers? Do you know how you can get involved? Find out more by visiting our website at www.evansville.edu/alumni.
We all have busy schedules, but could you spare just a couple hours a month? That's all it takes to make a big difference through the Big Brothers Big Sisters one-to-one mentoring program. You can spend just a few hours a month with a child in need and guide them towards a more positive future. For more information on local Big Brothers Big Sisters programs, call 812-425-6076. That's 425-6076. Start making an impact today.
A Case of the Blues is your home for blues music in the tri-state, featuring music from local artists like Honey Roy, Dale Niehaus and Bad Mojo, the Bosco France Band, and the Beat Daddies, as well as legends of the blues like B.B. King, Buddy Guy, and Muddy Waters. A Case of the Blues is on every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., only on your place for blues in the tri-state, 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville, a University of Evansville radio station.
Welcome back to the Otters pregame show on WUEV 91.5 FM. Sam Jelinek joined by Otters shortstop Toby Thomas. How are you doing today, Toby?
Good, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Beautiful day to play to, as Ernie Banks would once say. But for you, it's always a good day to play because you've had a hot start to the season. What's been behind that?
Just keeping the same routine with hitting coach Bobby Siegel. Just like start off with a tee, go into flips, and just kind of take what I work in the cage out onto the field.
So what's been your approach to the play? You said what you do in the cage, take onto the field. What does that mean for you at least?
Just keeping it simple. I have a pretty simple approach, just no stride, trust my hands, and the biggest thing is just getting pitches ahead and not missing them.
Was there anything you worked on in the off-season that you brought directly here to Evansville?
Just trying to keep the consistency. With a long season like this, that's the biggest thing is staying consistent.
So as the season moves forward, you guys are 3-3 to start. Do you think the start is a fair representation of where you guys are at, or do you think there's bigger things to come?
I think it's still early, and we kind of get a feel for the team and everything and what we do best. And I think we got a lot of talent, a lot of experience, so it's definitely a lot more to come.
One of the more difficult things when you have a roster that has a lot of turnover like this one did from last year to this year is obviously it's a new double play combination up the middle. How's your chemistry been with your double play partner, Manny Cruz, so far this season?
Oh, it's been great. We talk during the game, certain situations, and kind of the same page on everything, so it definitely helps.
And so one thing that I heard from your teammates at least is obviously your dad played in the major leagues with the White Sox, and your last name happened to be Thomas, but they joke that your dad's actually Frank Thomas. And they call you a little hurt. You like that?
Hey, I like that a lot. I think get some more home runs. I'll be real happy.
So what was it like being a part of the White Sox organization, especially considering your father played in that organization not too long ago?
Oh, it was great. They were definitely real respectful of my dad and everything, and a lot of the guys that he played with and had the same coaches, and they treated me real well.
So what are you looking to get out of this season here with Evansville? What things are you looking to improve on?
Just like I said earlier, stay consistent and, take what's given here and focus on task in hand. Just take it game by game. Whatever happens, happens.
Well, congrats on the great start thus far, and hopefully you'll continue that today.
Thank you, Sam.
Up early, staying up late, or just can't sleep. Give 91.5 FM a listen. 3 to 5 a.m. Sunday through Friday is the overnight flight. Hand-picked grooves for the Tri-State's late nights. Nothing sounds quite like the overnight flight. 3 to 5 a.m. Central. 91.5 late night style from the UE campus. Tune in radio app on your phone. Across the world, WUEV.org.
The University of Evansville bookstore, located on the first floor of UE's Ridgeway Center, is your one-stop shop for University of Evansville apparel and gifts. The bookstore features various UE items, including clothing from Nike, J America, and Cotton Exchange. The bookstore is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, and Saturday, 10 to 2. Parking is available on Walnut Street and in UE's H-Lot. The UE bookstore can also be found on the web at evansville.bkstr.com. The University of Evansville bookstore.
Come join the fun at UE Engineering Options Camp for middle school boys. Hosted by the University of Evansville's College of Engineering and Computer Science, the week-long day camp gives middle school boys an understanding of opportunities available in science, technology, engineering, and math through hands-on projects and activities. This year's camp will run June 18th through 22nd and includes grades 5, 6, 7, and 8. For more information about UE Engineering Options summer camps, visit evansville.edu/options.
Back here on the Evansville Otters pregame show as we count down to first pitch. We'll take you through the Otters lineup. Today's pitcher and catcher battery is none other than Patrick McGuff on the mound and Luis Velorio behind the plate. This pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Looking across the rest of the Otters lineup, the top five stays the same from the last time the Otters played. Ryan Long out in left field leading off. Zach Wells in center. Toby Thomas at shortstop batting third. Jeff Gardner in the cleanup spot in right field as he has been all season long. Travis Harrison at the hot corner. He'll bat fifth. Brandon Doolin at first base, followed by Caleb Eldridge, the designated hitter. Luis Velorio behind the plate, and Manny Cruz at second base. Anybody outside of Toby Thomas really stick out to you so far here in the Otters lineup?
Let's not forget Ron Long, that leadoff hitter that, I tell you what, he slaps the ball to the opposite field. He's got good speed, and he walks an awful lot.
Yeah, right now in the season, Long hitting an astounding .417, getting on base at a .633 clip, so he's been a real catalyst for an Evansville Otters offense that currently leads the league in hitting at .293. Going up against a normal team, right now their lineup looks like this. Michael Centeno is the second baseman. Santiago Chirino at shortstop. Chris Arier at first base. Andrew Godbold in left field bats fourth. Eric Loveless in right field hitting fifth. Tanner Lubbock, the catcher. Then Jay Karp, Eric Bauer, and Cody Erickson. We'll step away very quickly for the national anthem and be back with first pitch here on WUEB 91.5 FM.
Come join the fun at UN Engineering Options Camp for Middle School Girls. Hosted by the University of Evansville's College of Engineering and Computer Science, camp is designed to give middle school girls an understanding of opportunities available in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics through hands-on projects and other activities. Eligible participants may receive a scholarship toward future attendance in the Options for High School Girls program. This year's camp will run June 10th through 13th. For more information about UE Engineering Options Summer Camps, visit evansville.edu/options.
It's time for the University of Evansville 2018 Purple Aces Club Golf Classic. Monday, May 21st at Oak Meadow Country Club. 4-person scramble teams will compete and have lots of fun. 11 a.m. is registration and in-cart lunch. Noon is the shotgun starts. There'll be a post-golf reception and awards ceremony. To sign up to compete or sponsor a hole, contact Jake at JH690 at evansville.edu or phone 812-488-ACES. Enjoy a day of golf with fellow ACES fans and support the UE Purple Aces. The University of Evansville's 9th Annual Honoring Women Veterans Conference is Saturday, June 16th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Ridgeway Center. There'll be informative presentations, a complimentary lunch, and free manicures, facials, massages, prizes, and more. It's a day of fun with fellow women veterans on the UE campus. Register by June 1st for this free event for women, vets, and current military. Go to evansville.edu/Veterans Affairs. Questions? Call Sherry at 812-488-2141.
Giving our best has prepared us for being the best. Announcing the University of Evansville's Harlaxton College as the #1 ranked study abroad program in the nation. As a part of the UE experience, we offer all our students an unparalleled foreign study program.
More than 60% of UE students study abroad. Our students from all majors live, learn, and travel the world and still graduate in 4 years.
The University of Evansville's Harlaxton College, the #1 study abroad program in America.
It's time for Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM, WUEB.
But this one is hit high in the air to right field. Drifting back. Doesn't have a chance. This one is up. This one is gone. A grand slam from Jeff Gardner. Weeman comes set. The pitch. This one's a cracked bat over to Rhea Pedre. He fields. He throws. And that is a no-hitter for Shane Weedman.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM, WUEB, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEB mobile app.
The Otters take Game 5 by a score of 1-0, and they are the 2016 Frontier League champions.
Now, let's go out to the diamond for all of the exciting action.
Welcome into the booth here in Evansville alongside Bill McHugh, and I am Sam Jelnick here to bring you the Evansville Otters doubleheader today against the normal Cornbelters. We're just about set to get underway. Patrick McGuff on the bump for the Otters. It's a beautiful day for baseball, ain't it, Bill?
Oh, it's beautiful. Every day is beautiful for baseball, but especially if it's a baseball game in the third oldest baseball stadium in the United States. Bossy Theo.
And as the great Ernie Banks once said, let's play two, and we'll do that today after the Otters and Cornbelters game was rained out yesterday. And Patrick McGuff is just about set and ready to go to fire the first pitch of this ball game. As Michael Centeno, the second baseman, steps in for normal, McGuff's first pitch is on the inside corner for a called strike one, and we are underway.
And the flag is blowing directly out of center, so any ball that's hit center may carry an extra 10 or 15 feet.
McGuff into his winds is 0-1 offering. Fastball that misses down and away for ball one. For McGuff, this is his second start of the season. Started exactly 1 week ago, picking up the Otters' first victory of the season. 6 innings of shutout ball, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits. His 1-1. Popped up on the infield. McGuff out in front of home plate will be called off by the third baseman Harrison, who in front of the mound makes the catch. And very quickly, one away to begin the ball game.
You know, that's one thing, Sam, that I do not like, and that is a pitcher getting involved in a pop fly in the infield. That is not their job. They're to pitch, not to catch pop flies, because they interfere too many times with the third baseman, the catcher, and the first baseman.
Luckily, that time McGuff knew Harrison was coming over, so gets out of the way. His first pitch to the next hitter, Santiago Chirino, is right down the middle for call strike one. Chirino, the shortstop, fifth-year Cornbelter, led the league in hitting last year, played in every game hitting from the right side. The 0-1. Oh, crack bat, fly ball out to right. Jeff Gardner's got a beat on it, comes in a few steps towards the line and makes the catch for the second out. So quickly two up, two down. And as you mentioned in the pregame open, McGuff doesn't strike out a lot, guys. He pitches to contact, and so far early, inducing weak contact. That's what he's got to do, right?
Exactly. He's not an overpowering pitcher. He's probably 85, 86 at the best velocity. He's got his sinker, which is probably his best pitch, with a slider. So he's got to get those in the strike zone in order to be effective.
And his first pitch, the next hitter, Chris Iriot, is inside for ball one. Iriot, the first baseman, awaits the 1-0. Here it comes. Swings through it on a foul tip straight into the mitt of Luis Velorio behind the plate. We'll go through the Otters defense one more time. Left to right in the outfield, Ryan Long in left field, Zach Wells in center. Umpire says that Iriot was able to check his swing, 2 balls to the strike.
Now, in that last game, well, not last game, but in one of those games on the road, didn't Gardner run into the bench to catch it?
Yes.
He did that in the last series here, so...
The 2-1 pitches, rope foul down left field line. That'll sit in foul territory for strike 2. Yeah, Gardner had a fantastic play in the first game up in Joliet, ranging the right center field fence, able to rob extra bases as he crashed into the wall. He's been getting very good reads to begin the season. Not obviously the fleetest of foot, but gets the job done out there. Now the 2-2.
Strike 3.
Strike 3 swinging as a little check swing by Iriot, unable to hold up. And the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning begin the ball game for Patrick McGuff. And we'll go to the bottom half of the first inning. Right now it's normal nothing. The Otters coming to bat. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters digital network.
Hi, I'm Bill Morgan of Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction. I've built a reputation of doing quality work that will stand the test of time. We didn't get here by knocking on doors, talking gibberish, or trying to be the lowest bid. You don't like to be sold to, and that's not what we do. My philosophy is simple. Treating your home like it's my own, from start to finish. For roofing, gutters, siding, give us a call at Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction. Roofing the right way. 812-499-5892 or BillMorganRoofing.com.
Hey 91.5 UEV listeners, if you like the music we play and our programming throughout the week, please consider donating to WUEV. It's as easy as going to WUEV.org and clicking the Give button. Or if you have a local business and are interested in underwriting UEV programming, email us at wuev@evansville.edu. From the staff at 91.5 FM WUEV, we thank you for listening and appreciate your support.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural,
like this. Ryan Long, Zach Wells, Toby Thomas representing the top third. 4, 5, and 6, Jeff Gardner, Travis Harrison, and Brandon Doolin. And then the final third, Caleb Eldridge, Luis Valorio, and Manny Cruz. And leading things off is Ryan Long, off to a stellar start this season. He's going up against the southpaw Matt Portland from Northwestern University out in Evansville, Illinois. Into his wind, his first pitch. Long takes over the outside corner for a call, strike one.
And Sam, I want to tell you something. Mrs. and Mr. Long down there in Crandall, Texas, I know are listening. They're faithful fans.
Now the 0-1-2 Ryan is ripped into right field on a line, but right at the right fielder Loveless, who barely has to move to put it away. And Long's retired for the first down. So even when he's making outs, he's hitting the ball hard. Means he's hitting the ball good right now.
I'll tell you what, that's a solid drive. If you notice, he doesn't have that long swing. He just has a short, abbreviated swing. He likes to slap it to left field. But when he does have that power, so that don't be surprised if he hits one out of the ballpark. But mostly a singles double hitter.
And I'll bring up Zach Wells, the center fielder, left on right matchup. As Portland, from the abbreviated windup, fires his first pitch. On the inside corner, called strike one. Defensively, for normal tonight, Godbold in left field, Bauer in center, Loveless out in right field, made the first out. Around the infield, Erickson at third, Torino at short, Centeno at second base, and Uriart at first. The 0-1. Bounce right back over our heads here in the press box, and it's quickly 0-2. Forming the battery with Portland tonight is Lubbock, and that's your defense for normal this evening. Dak, the center fielder for Evansville, has started every game this season hitting in the 2-hole, hitting a crisp 250 right now.
But his defense is exceptional.
So he awaits the 0-2 pitch from Portland. Here it is. Just off the outside corner, tried for the corner and missed. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and that's one of the things that you can get away with as a shortstop, center fielder, catcher, is what they call the premium defensive positions. If you can really provide excess value there, you make yourself so valuable to the team.
You called it.
Now Portland gets his sign, goes into his windup, rocks and fires the 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner as he gets the corner this time. And that's 2 up, 2 down now for Matt Portland here in the bottom half of the first inning. Now we'll bring up Toby Thomas. We talked to him in the pregame interview. Off to a very nice start this season. 6-game hitting streak to open up the season. Over the weekend, 2 hits in every game he played. And you just absolutely love him, Bill.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I like the way he feels the ball. He gets his body in front of it. Feels with 2 hands. Got a good arm.
As he swings at the first pitch, he fouls it straight back over the screen, 0-1.
And he seems to have leadership ability. That first game when the pitcher was in trouble, he was the first player to go out and talk to the pitcher, calm him down. He shows leadership, and yes, I fell in love with this young man.
Portland's 0-1 pitch. Off the outside edge for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. And speaking to Toby in that interview, you can tell he's really a quiet guy. He's the kind of guy, though, that leads by example. People follow him because of what he does. He plays the game the right way, plays hard, and people just gravitate towards that.
I like that word, gravitate.
1-1. Pitch misses just off the outside edge for ball 2 as Thomas asking the home plate umpire Steve Bartelstein how far off the edge that one really was. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 away, bottom half of the first inning. Still scoreless here from Bosse Field in game 1 of 2 in a twin bill today. The 2-1. Foul tip straight into the mask of Bartelstein. He got his bell rung there as the catcher will try and give him a courtesy by going out to the mound, but he says he's okay, so that's one of my favorite things about baseball, the kind of respect between the 2 guys wearing the mask. Always, if the catcher gets nicked with something, the umpire makes sure he's okay. The umpire gets nicked, even though the catcher doesn't always agree with his calls, he always goes back and makes sure that he's okay, too. So with a 2-2 count, Thomas awaits the pitch. Here it comes. This is well upstairs for ball 3. Count full on Thomas, 3-2. If he can extend the frame, on deck is Jeff Gardner. The Otters cleanup hitter, hit 23 home runs last year as well.
And an all-star.
Yeah, and an all-star to boot. The payoff pitch. Thomas lines it into center field for the first hit of the game for the Otters. So a quality AB from Thomas works the count, finds a pitch to his liking, and extends his hitting streak to 7 games to open the season.
You know, I want to mention something I know is pregame or preseason, but if you notice, Toby just hit a line drive to center. If you have witnessed the games on the road, I don't know because I didn't see, but the games that he's played here so far, he flies out to center a lot, and he gets line drives to center a lot. So he is an up-the-middle hitter.
Yeah, it just means he's timing the ball well, seeing the ball well here in the early going, and eventually that'll turn to kind of gap power once he can turn on it.
Exactly. Good call, Sam.
So it's a left-on-left matchup as Gardner steps in. The first pitch to him, he swings through a high fastball, 0-1. So Thomas at first, Gardner at the dish. Jeff hitting .286 on the season now, 1 double, 4 RBIs, and the man who tied the Otters single-season record for home runs last season, still looking for his first of the campaign. As from the set goes Portland for the first time is 0-1. This time Gardner leaves the pitch upstairs for ball 1. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Unless I'm mistaken, I got down Jeff for 2 strikeouts, and that is a highlight because Jeff does strike out quite a bit. He close to 100 strikeouts last year. To have only 2 now is exceptional.
The 1-1 pitch misses off the inside corner as the catcher behind plate Lubbock fakes a snap throw to first. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Toby over at first hasn't stolen a base yet this season, 0 for 1 in his attempts. So we'll see if he wants to try and test the southpaw Portland out on the mound. Yeah, we haven't seen a move, but Thomas with an aggressive lead, looking like he's trying to draw one over. The 2-1. Gardner takes a breaking pitch down and away for ball 3, and he's in a hitter's count, 3 balls and a strike. So all of a sudden, when this inning looked like Otters were dead to rights, a 2-out single by Toby Thomas, and now a 3-1 count on Jeff Gardner might have something brewing here.
I've noticed that on 3-1 count so far this year, this is when Andy sends his runners down.
So we'll see if Thomas will be off. But be careful with the southpaw Portland out on the mound, who comes set, looks over at first, now comes home. Runner does not go as Gardner fouls one straight back, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I've noticed so far this year, Andy has been very aggressive with his runners on base. Now, in the past, the Otters have had anywhere from 30 to 50 bases for the whole year. Not individually, but for the whole year, team-wise, only 30 to 50. So far, they're very aggressive.
So far, 9 for 12 in the stolen base department, so very successful. Now the 3-2 pitch, Thomas goes, hit high in the air to center field. Center fielder Bauer gets a late read on it. Now going back to the track, at the wall, it's gone. And Bill, like you mentioned, the wind blowing out to center carries that ball for Gardner out over the center field fence, and it's a 2-run home run for Jeff Gardner, his first of the season. The Otters jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, that ball just kept carrying and carrying. I think it got up there in the jet stream and just went over that fence. I always like, Sam, in describing the outfield, the home runs, just watch the outfielder. The way the outfielder runs tells you how far and how deep the ball is.
And it's interesting, Bauer, the read off that bat, he kind of froze, unsure if that was over his head or in front of him, kept on drifting back, drifting, finally ran out of room. Yeah. And just like that, the Otters have a 2-0 lead here in the first. Now it's Travis Harrison with the bases clear and 2 away. He swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul down the third base side, 0-1. So for Jeff, as I mentioned, his first home run of the season, he had a little bit of a rough stretch up in Joliet, not hitting to his liking, just missing pitches that he would normally hit hard or hit out, just fouling them straight back to the screen, but there, staying inside the baseball, going a little bit towards left center even. The 0-1 to Harrison, poked foul straight by the Cornbelters dugout, and it's quickly 0-2.
Well, Gardner will hit with power, but it'll be extra base power to left center. Now, of course, that one there, he just hit the home run. I would say it was slightly left center, not directly left center and not way over left center, but slightly. And he does have power in that direction.
The 0-2 to Harrison, he leaves a fastball upstairs, 1-2. Yeah, it was just left of the 400 sign and straight away center field. As Gardner showing off the big muscles to power the Otters to a 2-0 lead here early. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Harrison, the third baseman, hitting .353 to begin the season. As he swings and misses at a pitch upstairs, so 2 strikeouts in the inning for Portland, but he gives up the long ball to Jeff Gardner, which puts the Otters up 2-0 early in this one. We'll go to the top half of the second inning. It's the Otters 2 and the Cornbelters 0. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM in the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Attention WUEV fans. You can now take WUEV wherever you go thanks to the mobile app TuneIn Radio. Catch all of your favorite WUEV shows, as well as every University of Evansville athletic broadcast and Evansville Otters game on your mobile device with the TuneIn Radio app. Just search TuneIn in your smartphone's app store to download the free app. You can also visit WUEV.org to download the app or go to tunein.com for more information. GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Hey fans, remember Thunderbolt Pass Golf Course is an official sponsor of your Evansville Otters. Thunderbolt Pass Golf Course has the best golf rates in town, now offering 18 holes with a cart for just $18. Don't forget the dollar drafts and $5 pitchers of ice-cold beer. Come and visit the Bolt. Thunderbolt Pass Golf Course, a supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. So here in the top of the second, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 for normal. After a late surge in the bottom half of the first inning gives the Otters the 2-0 lead on the Jeff Gardner home run. You got to give credit first off to Toby Thomas for extending the inning, and then Gardner making use of it.
Yep, and again, you know, you need runners on when you hit those home runs because you don't want just a one run. You want 2, 3, possibly 4.
And the first pitch to Andrew Godbold is on the outside corner for a called strike 1 as McGuff gets ahead. Godbold, the left fielder, hitting .250 on the season, cleanup hitter for normal. The 0-1 down to the dirt, blocked by Valorio, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. McGuff, originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, drafted in the 36th round back in 2016 out of Morehead State, goes into his wind. The right-hander deals the 1-1. Rolled on the ground out to short. Thomas slightly to his left, fields and throws across the diamond in time to get Godbold at first base, and there's 1 away. Like you said, Bill, smooth from Thomas at short, no hurry on that play, just all natural.
Ozzie Smith out there in shortstop, good hands, smooth fielder, and again, the ball played in front, not the backhand where the ball hits off the heel of the glove for an error.
So with 1 away, it'll bring up Derek Lovelace, the left-handed hitter. Open stance for him, rests the bat on his shoulder. McGuff into his windup, kicks and fires the first pitch. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 1 as Lovelace lays off.
Didn't I hear you say on the road that one of the fielders, again, the opposing team, not the Evansville.
Yes, Chaz Meadows for Joliet.
That backhanded it off the heel of the glove, but it got a base hit because it rolled to the second baseman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct. As the 1-0's on the inside corner to Lovelace, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, it was a weird play as Meadows went into the hole, kicked off his glove. He was able to pick it up himself, but because it was in the hole, would have been a tough play anyway. They gave, I forget who the hitter was for Evansville, but he gave him a hit as McGuff misses down the dirt for ball 2.
Ryan Long.
Yes, correct. Good call on that one. One of Long's many hits over the weekend.
It pays to listen to you, Sam.
I'm glad to know that there's at least one person listening now.
No, Mr. Bussing is too. I'll guarantee you that.
Make that 2. The 2-1 pitch coming home now is hit in the air down the left field line. Long run for Long as he fields that one on the line. It drops in for a base hit into seconds going Lovelace. The throw will be cut off by Thomas, and it's a 1-out double for Lovelace.
Yeah, that was a blooper down the left field line. No one, I don't care who you were, you couldn't have, and no left fielder could have caught that. Neither could any shortstop.
Yeah, just right into the Bermuda Triangle right there. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. A little jam shot out there to left field produces the double for Lovelace. In the scorebook, it'll be a line drive double, though. Yeah. That's all that counts. So I'll bring up Tanner Lubach, the catcher hitting .238, wearing no batting gloves. Wiggles the bat in his hands. McGuff, for the first time from the stretch, misses upstairs for ball 1. So with 1 away, runner at second base. Otters in front 2-0 with 1 out here in the top half of the second inning.
you're mentioning no batting gloves. You're reminding me of when you were on the air and you were talking about some batter having their walk-up music.
Yes, correct. It was actually Toby Thomas as the 0-1 pitch is skied in the air behind home plate. Valorio will give it a look, but it'll land out of play on top of the roof here at Bosse Field. The Joliet public address announcer was actually attempting to joke with Thomas as he set the walk-up music for Toby when he went to the plate as the Thomas the Tank Engine theme music, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Toby did, as he obviously had a very good weekend, so he must have taken it to heart.
Yeah. Well, in my day, you know, when the
as McGuff
pitch
comes set and fires home as it's fouled away once again by Lubach.
In my day, in antiquated times, there was no such thing as walk-up music, nor were there batting gloves. You know, batting gloves didn't come into being until, I'm going to say, somewhere around 1947-48, when Yogi Berra had poison ivy on his hands. And he had to wear white surgical gloves, and that was the beginning of batting gloves.
Now McGuff looks back to second as he chases the runner back. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the game for McGuff. And with that, there are now 2 away here in the top half of the second inning. If I'm not mistaken, the first player to really put batting gloves in the mainstream was Mike Schmidt in the late 70s with the Phillies. He was actually using basically a golf glove. And then him and Reggie Jackson would go on to use them as well.
Ladies and gentlemen out there in Otterville land, Sam is from the Philadelphia area, and he'll keep referring to a lot of Philadelphia Phillies throughout his career here.
Philly through and through as McGuff fires a curveball home, tapped on the ground out to Thomas at short, who gets the room service hop, throws across to first to end the inning. So the one-out double for Normal, but they can't make anything of it as we'll go to the bottom half of the second inning. Still 2-0 Otters. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters digital network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
We all have busy schedules, but could you spare just a couple hours a month? That's all it takes to make a big difference to the Big Brothers Big Sisters one-to-one mentoring program. You can spend just a few hours a month with a child in need and guide them towards a more positive future. For more information on local Big Brothers Big Sisters programs, call 812-425-6076. That's 425-6076. Start making an impact today.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Searching for an exquisite diamond engagement ring, diamond anniversary band, dazzling earrings, or a gorgeous diamond bracelet, Kruckemeyer and Kahn is the place for extraordinary value and a pleasurable experience. Kruckemeyer and Kahn, a supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. So leading off for the Otters here in the bottom half of the second inning is Brandon Doolin up against the southpaw Matt Portland, going from the windup left-on-left matchup. First pitch sent straight back to the screen, and it's no balls and 1 strike on Brandon Doolin. 6, 7, and 8 here for the Otters in the inning. Doolin, Eldridge, and Valorio, and should anybody reach Manny Cruz, would also have a shot. Portland gets his sign, comes to the set, into his wind, the 0-1. Wrapped foul down the first base line towards the Otters dugout, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Brandon so far early in the season's having a rough time at the plate. He's got 8 strikeouts, and he's only batting 190.
Yeah, that's I know for him, rather disappointing, is he's had success before in the past. Very similar a hitter to Caleb Eldridge, and even Jeff Gardner for that matter, in terms of the amount of power he brings to the table. The 0-2, fastball misses upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's the tantalizing thing when you look up and down the Otters lineup. There's a lot of big guys that can produce some big power numbers if they get hot at the right time.
Yeah, and a lot of strikeouts as well. And that is one thing you can't afford.
1-2 pitch. Doolin rolls it on the ground to the first baseman, Iriart, who will take it to the bag himself. Just like that, there's one away here in the bottom half of the second inning.
No, your power hitters strike out a lot. That's why, because they don't change their style of aggressiveness at the plate with 2 strikes. They're swinging for a home run when they have 2 strikes. The more consistent hitter readjusts his batting style so he makes contact with 2 strikes rather than power.
It's a trade-off that you have to make, and more in today's game of baseball, especially at the major league level. More guys are willing and accepting to strike out in exchange for the home run, as the first pitch is foul tipped at the plate off the catcher straight back to the screen. And it's 0-1 on Caleb Eldridge. Caleb DH tonight. He swapped back and forth with Brandon Doolin over at first base over the weekend, but Eldridge draws the DH assignment tonight. Another left-handed hitter against the southpaw of Portland. Working from the first base side of the rubber into his wind to the 0-1. Off his hands, he shoots it foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
You know, many years ago, during Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig's time, there was an old saying, the 300 hitters drive Fords and Chevys. The home run hitters drive the Cadillacs.
Exactly, and that's what seems to be paying the bills in today's ball game. If you can get on base and you can slug the home run ball, any team will be happy to find a home for you. As Portland kicks and deals the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Portland picks up his 3rd strikeout of the game, and there's 2 away quickly here in the second.
And that is Eldridge's 12th strikeout for the year. I noticed in batting practice or spring training batting practice, he had a lot of power. But again, you got to make contact to have the power.
Exactly, and that will bring up Luis Velorio making his first start since earlier this week on Tuesday, as he had the final 2 days in Joliet off. Left on right matchup, first pitch to him. Just below the knees for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Luis has been splitting time with Mike Rizzatello behind the plate, who I know you really like, Bill.
Oh, you darn right. I like that
1-0 pitch. This is down low again, 2-0 on Luis.
I'm assuming he's Italian. Rizzatello.
Yeah, Rizzatello from Long Island, New York.
Right. I'm getting the first part, ZD, Rizzatello.
Got food on the mind.
Yeah.
The 2-0 pitch. Popped high in the air behind home plate. Catcher Lubach gives it a look in front of the netting. He won't have a play as it lands on top of the roof and bounds back onto the field. One of the weird things about Bosse Field is how little room you have behind home plate, but then you go down the first and third base lines, you've got a lot of foul ground to cover.
See, now you're a newcomer to Evansville, and of course the field has changed. But 60 years ago when I played here, home plate was another 20 or 30 feet out toward home plate. So you had plenty of room.
Oh, yeah.
When I had a pass ball, I used to have to call a taxi in order to go get the ball.
2-1 pitch, fouled over the screen again by Velorio, and it counts level, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-0 Evansville leads early on here in the bottom half of the second inning. Remember, this is game 1 of a twin bill between Normal and the Otters, as we'll have game 2 about 20 minutes after the completion of game 1. Break-even pitch to Velorio. Rolled on the ground out to third. Third baseman Erickson bobbles it, now throws across the diamond, and it will be not in time as Luis hustling down the line.
Error.
Able to beat out
Error.
the ground ball as the third baseman Erickson had that ball kick off his glove and then his chest before picking up and throwing across the diamond. And Velorio able to extend the inning on what will go down as the E5, and it'll bring up Manny Cruz.
Ferraro has good speed.
Especially for a catcher.
For a catcher, and he's had quite a few stolen bases so far.
Yeah, so far.
I'm going to say 2 or 3. I'm not sure.
Yes, correct.
All right.
And more importantly for the Otters, actually, is Luis beating out that ground ball actually turns the lineup over for them, as even if Manny Cruz can't reach base, they'll have the top of the order next inning. As Manny takes a first pitch fastball over the heart of the plate. And that's a big thing, getting the lineup to the top with guys like Ryan Long and Toby Thomas, who have had such success this season. Getting them as many plate appearances as possible is key. The 0-1 home to Manny Cruz. So the 0-1 on the outside corner for a called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Manny hitting 188 on the season, but a 350 on base percentage as he's been able to draw his walks. Takes a lot of pitches at the plate, now behind 0-2. Velorio at first, the pitch, straight back to the netting, and it's still 0-2. 2-0 Evansville leads on the Jeff Gardner 2-run home run in the bottom half of the first inning.
You know, surprisingly, the Otters have been in the past a team that scores in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. But so far, this 2018 season,
the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. Lubach will pick it up and throw to first to complete the strikeout and leave the Otters scoreless here in the bottom half of the second inning. We're through 2 complete innings. It's the Evansville Otters 2 and the normal Cornbelters 0. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
A Case of the Blues is your home for blues music in the tri-state, featuring music from local artists like Honey Roy, Dale Niehaus and Bad Mojo, the Bosco France Band, and the Beat Daddies, as well as legends of the blues like B.B. King, Buddy Guy, and Muddy Waters. A Case of the Blues is on every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., only on your place for blues in the tri-state, 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville, a University of Evansville radio station.
This is Joe Townsend from JMT Restoration. We are proud to be a sponsor of the 2016 Frontier Champion Evansville Otters. If you ever have a mold or water restoration issue in your home or business, give us a call at 812-205-5384. JMT Restoration Service, where professional work meets affordable pricing. Remember, go Otters!
Hey fans, stay up to date with the latest news and promotions from the Evansville Otters by visiting EvansvilleOtters.com and subscribing to the Otters e-newsletter by clicking newsletter on the EvansvilleOtters.com homepage. Also, don't forget to follow the Otters on Twitter at Eville Otters, on Instagram at Evansville Otters, and like the Evansville Otters on Facebook. And be sure to use the team hashtag #YouOtterBeHere. You can also download the Otters mobile app for free on the App Store or Google Play by searching Evansville Otters. Bill, you're on Twitter? You use Twitter?
No, I don't use Facebook, Twitter, or any other thing. All I do is email. I'm too dumb for anything else. I don't even know how to use the telephone.
You sell yourself short, Bill. As McGuff goes into the wind for the first pitch in the top half of the third, it's a called strike on the inside corner, and it's no balls and 1 strike on Derek Bauer leading things off, or rather it was missed inside for ball 1, beg my pardon. 1-0 pitch. Upstairs for ball 2, and McGuff's falling behind on Bauer 2-0. Bauer hitting just .071 on the season, 1 for 14 in limited action, hitting from the left side. McGuff's 2-0. That one's on the inside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. What's made McGuff successful as far as he's working ahead of hitters, and he's been using that to his advantage.
Yes, in the previous game that he pitched, he had 3 strikeouts and 2 walks.
As the 2-1 is drilled down the right field line, hooking foul is where it will land, had home run distance, but no dice there for Derek Bauer, as the count will just level up on him. 2-2, a loud strike.
Yeah, I was going to say, in 6 innings, he had 3 strikeouts in 6 innings here. Today, he's got 2 strikeouts already, and we're in the top of the third.
His 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, make that 3 strikeouts now for Patrick McGuff, 1 in every inning, each of them swinging. There's one away here in the top half of the third.
He looks more impressive tonight than he did the first game. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and my first time seeing him now, I missed, obviously, the home series to begin the season, and Patrick looks sharp tonight. His fastball, he's been able to run it inside on hitters, produce weak contact, keep them off balance with a nice little slider and changeup as well. So now Cody Erickson steps in. First pitch to him. Lined past the dive of the third baseman Harrison and on down the left field line. Cut off in front of the wall by Long. Around first goes Erickson, but he'll hit the brakes as Long did a great job getting that back in quickly. And it's a long single for Cody Erickson, and the lineup will turn over for Michael Centeno.
Right, that was a sharp drive down the third base line that Harrison couldn't get it, but Long hustled over there as quickly as can be and held the batter to a single. You're right, that was a double normal, but Long outfoxed them.
Would have been a heck of a play by Harrison, considering he was playing in on the grass to guard the bunt.
Yeah.
If he could have somehow snagged that one, it would have been exceptional. But either way, a single for Erickson, and now the lineup turns over for Centeno, who swings through the first pitch fastball, actually foul tips it into the mid of Velorio, and it's no balls and one strike. 2-0, Evansville leads in the top half of the third inning. One away, runner on first. McGuff looking for a double play ball to get him out of the inning. Middle infield playing at double play depth. Third baseman Harrison just behind the bag at third. As the 0-1 comes home, rolled on the ground out to short, could be two. Thomas Fields goes to second for one. Back to first, not in time. It was a bit of a poor feed from Thomas to Cruz, and looked like Cruz also got his feet caught a little bit, unable to plant and throw strongly. So Centeno and Erickson swap spots on the fielder's choice, and there's two away.
Yes, it's 6:13 in the evening, and plenty of time. We're only in the top of the third. Those people out there driving around Evansville, Vandenberg, Warwick, Posey County, come on down to Bossy Field. We're in the first of a two-game doubleheader.
Exactly. It's a beautiful day for baseball, so we're going to play two of them. As McGuff's first pitch to the next hitter, Santiago Chirino misses upstairs for ball one, 1-0. Chirino flew out to right his first time up.
What a cheap date. Take your girlfriend, take your wife. It's only $6, $12, and you can see the greatest baseball games in professional baseball here at Otterville.
As the 1-0 pitch is shot foul down the right field side, 1-1 on Chirino. Chirino, one of the most impressive players in the Frontier League over the past 5 seasons. Last year won the batting title for the Frontier League, and for me, the more impressive thing than that was he played in every single game last year, something you just don't see too many guys do anymore. So 1-1 pitch is hit on the ground right at the first baseman, Doolin, who knocks it down and will take it to the bag himself to retire this side. The runner was going on the pitch, but it matters not. As McGuff gets out of the inning, it's 3 scoreless frames for him, and we'll go to the bottom half of the third inning. It's the Otters 2 and the Cornbelters nothing. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Habitat for Humanity Evansville and the University of Evansville are pleased to announce the Purple Crew Signature Program. The Purple Crew is a program for all UE students, alumni, faculty, and staff to help build houses and earn hours. The goal of the Purple Crew is to help Habitat for Humanity reach its goal of 500 homes this year. Want to get involved? Simply go to Habitat's website, evansvillehabitat.org/volunteer. Then click on the Volunteer Now banner. Register with Habitat as a volunteer and then select days you can build. You can also register as a team. It'll be a fun environment, and after 15 hours, you get a Purple Crew t-shirt.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Otters fans can't make it to Bossy Field? The Otters Digital Network, brought to you by Kruckemeyer and Kahn, allows you to watch every regular season home game free of charge, no matter where you are. The Otters Digital Network is the streaming home for your hometown team. To view games on Otters Digital Network or for additional questions, go to EvansvilleOtters.com and click Watch Live. As Ryan Long stands in and ropes the first pitch down the right field line for a base hit. That one will go all the way to the wall. Long around first. He'll get two easily and hold up there with a leadoff double to begin the bottom half of the third inning.
I know Mrs. Long probably had the rosary beads out when she knew that her son Ron was going to bat, because she's a very nervous woman. And I'll tell you what, Dad, Mr. Long probably put his thumbs up and said, "That a way to go, Ryan." So, good people. They are good people.
Ryan, who normally likes to work the count as a leadoff hitter, sees some pitches, just jumps on the first pitch fastball he sees, ropes it down the right field line. It was great.
But you notice he hits an awful lot of line drives.
Exactly. It's a perfect thing to do as a leadoff hitter, and now that'll bring up Zach Wells with Long at second and nobody out here in the bottom half of the third inning. And the first pitch is at the knees over the heart of the plate for a called strike one. So an important at-bat now for Zach Wells and the Otters. One thing they really failed to do over the weekend was either make productive outs or, with runners in scoring position, have productive at-bats. Twice they left the bases loaded in the final game of that series, and now Wells has a chance to move Long from second to third with the ball to the right side. As he pops this one up into foul territory on the right-hand side, first baseman Iriart gives it a look. That one lands out of play. No balls and 2 strikes.
Is that what you're referring to, that first inning where they had the bases loaded and 1 out and didn't score, and then later come back in the third inning and had the bases loaded and didn't score?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was those opportunities that really came back to bite the Otters as they ended up losing that game 7-2.
Right. No, they didn't get the 2 runs until the
7th inning.
Thomas got the base hit, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's quickly 0-2 on Wells. Long still at second base. The 0-2 pitch misses upstairs from Portland, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wells wearing the high navy socks. The Otters wear their home white unis today. Cornbelters in a camouflage top with a yellow hat. 1-2, straight back to the screen, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes still.
If you notice, you just made reference to Worse wearing the stockings or his pants up tight. Quite a few of the Otters have it that way. That's going back to the old-fashioned baseball way.
And even Toby Thomas goes further back than that as he wears the stirrups. One of the few guys on the Otters to do that.
Exactly.
So Long still at second base. Portland comes set at the chest. Holding on the mound, looks back to second, kicks and deals the 1-2. Rolled on the ground to the third baseman Erickson, who fields, looks Long back to second, and just in time to get Wells at first for the first out here. So an unproductive out from Zach Wells, as Long has to hold on at second base with 1 away. It's one of the lost arts of the game, being able to move that runner from second to third with less than 2 outs. So now it will probably take a single to score Long from second base. Now I'll bring up Toby Thomas, who did single and scored his first time up after a lengthy at-bat, and is on a 3-2 pitch. He lined one straight through the box up to center field.
Well, you know, one of the things you practice during batting practice is hit behind the runner, and that is hit the ball to second base. And that advances the runner from second to third, because the second baseman generally won't throw the runner out.
Now Thomas swings at the first pitch and pops it high in the air to shallow center field. On comes the center fielder Bauer, who in straightaway center makes the catch, and Long has to hold at second once again. Toby just getting under that pitch, had a good meaty pitch to hit, but can't barrel it up, and there's 2 away. So it'll be up to Jeff Gardner, who homered his first time on the left-on-left matchup. Just took an inside fastball, shot it just left of center, got it up in the jet stream. Ball kept on flying for his first home run of the season.
Now, there was some games last year where Mr. Gardner hit more than 1 home run in a game.
And the Otters would more than certainly like to take that one, as it's 2-0 here in the bottom half of the third inning of a 7-inning ball game, first game of a twin bill. First pitch home to Gardner is down in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Lubach. That'll hold Long at second base, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taking his time is Portland as he strolls around the mound. Now retoes the rubber along with a short lead off of second, shadowed by the shortstop Chirino. As Portland comes set is 1-0, misses up and away for ball two, being a little bit careful with Jeff now that he knows he's hit that home run out to center field. Got to think that Portland's being a little bit tentative out there on the mound now. As the Cornbelters throw on a modified shift on Gardner, 3 men on the right side of the infield. Third baseman stays home though. The 2-0 comes home, and it's on the outside corner for a called strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ryan Long still at second base with 2 outs, bottom half of the third. Otters lead 2-0. Outfield shading Gardner just a hair towards right center field. As Portland comes set, looks home now, kicks and deals the 2-1. Swing and a miss from Gardner as he's well out in front of a breaking pitch. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Off speed, he was way out in front. You know, when you see an off-speed pitch change, whatever you want to call it, it looks like a grapefruit coming in, and you just want to jump and grab that thing. And most of the time, you're way out in front.
And I got to imagine after hitting that home run his first time up, Jeff's eyes got really big there. So now awaits the 2-2. We'll see if he gets a fastball. Here it comes. It is a fastball as he hits it straight back to the screen. I got to imagine after seeing that last swing from Gardner, Portland would be smart to go back to the off-speed stuff because it looks like Gardner has that fastball timed.
A change, a very effective change, can make a pitcher a winning pitcher, to be honest.
So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gardner, 2 away. Long still at second base, the break-even pitch. Swung on and missed, slider down in the dirt. Gardner chases. The catcher Lubach tags him out to complete the strikeout. And the Otters waste the leadoff double from Brian Long and strand him there. Won't go to the top half of the 4th inning. It's the Otters 2 and the Cornbelters nothing. This is Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just 1 room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
Free music, ticket giveaways, artist interviews, and jazz that cooks the blues away. The sounds are perking hot in the Jazz Cafe. I'm Paul Mattingly. I bring all that is jazz and focus on some of the best in area music and culture. Tune into the Jazz Cafe every Friday from 3 until 6 p.m. If online music is your obsession, catch us at WUEV.org. 91.5 UEV is your only place for jazz in the tri-state.
The local area Pepsi Bottling Group distributors would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Featuring Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state, the Pepsi Bottling Group has 3 tri-state locations at 901 East Diamond Avenue in Evansville, 2605 West Main Street in Marion, Illinois, and at 3081 Kentronics Drive in Owensboro. More information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Whether you're searching for an exquisite diamond engagement ring, diamond anniversary band, dazzling earrings, or a gorgeous diamond bracelet, Kruckemeyer & Kahn is the place for extraordinary value and a pleasurable experience. Kruckemeyer & Kahn, a supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. So through 3 complete innings, it's the Otters 2 and the Cornbelters nothing. So it'll be 3, 4, and 5 for Normal here in the frame against Patrick McGuff, who's looked good thus far, tallying 3 strikeouts against just 1 hit and no walks. McGuff into his wind. His first pitch to the right-handed hitting Iriot is on the inside corner for a called strike 1. Bill, what have you seen McGuff do different from his first time out that's made him successful here today?
I think his command is much better of his pitches. He's throwing strikes rather than a lot of pitches, although in the first game
as the 0-1 is wrapped foul down the third base side.
He may not have walked many. He only walked 2 in that first game, but yet he was kind of wild insofar as, yes, he got them out, but There was some pitches that were really high, and then there was a lot in the dirt, whereas today he's got better command, and his balls are not that far off the plate.
The 0-2 pitch is a fastball that misses up and away for a ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's what they commonly say is effectively wild.
Yes.
Trying to stay around the plate and throw quality strikes, and then when you miss, pitches that start in the strike zone and then end up out. The 1-2 spiked out in front of home plate that's probably one of the ones that you don't want to see from McGuff.
You know, the Maharaja of the baseball world, Brant Trickey, used to say, if a pitcher was wild high, wild low, wild to the sides, he's not a pitcher. You always can work with someone that's consistently high or low. You can zero in on them, but if you're wild all over, forget it. Take up another job.
2-2 pitch is bounced foul behind home plate, and able to stay alive is Iriot. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Iriot struck out swinging his first time up to end the top half of the first inning. On the season, hitting .217, 3 doubles, 4 and 5 runs driven in for the right-handed hitter. So it's 2-0 Evansville, top half of the 4th. McGuff peers in over his sign, goes into his wind, kicks and deals the 2-2. Fastball misses up and away again for McGuff, and battling all the way back to a 3-2 count is Iriart. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And no outs.
That's one of the things that Otters pitchers, when they have gotten in trouble, this has been it. They get ahead 0-2, but it's putting the batter away and making one more quality pitch. So McGuff searches for that here as payoff delivery. Slider down in the dirt, but Iriart chases it, says the home plate umpire, so he's out on strikes. Second time he's gone down swinging, and that's the 4th strikeout of the game for Iriart, or rather for McGuff.
Now, the umpire called him out, even though the ball was in the dirt, blocked by
Valorio behind
Ferrario. The umpire called him out. Now, the only thing I can gather from that is the fact that he made a movement toward the dugout, which automatically would make him out.
It looked like Iriart didn't have too much interest in trying to beat that throw to first.
Right. But Ferrario shouldn't have thrown it to first either. What he should have done is just tag the batter.
As the first pitch to the cleanup hitter, Andrew Godbold's on the outside corner for a called strike 1, 0-1.
I love telling the story about Benito Santiago. If you recall him, San Diego Padre catcher, an outstanding defensive catcher.
0-1 pitch misses down low, 1-1.
It was in 1984 in spring training. He was working out with the Major League Padres, and there was a situation where it was a third strike in the dirt, and the runner stayed at home plate, and Benito just fired a shot to first base.
As the 1-1 from McGuff bounces out in front of home plate, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And as soon as the inning was over, I said, Benito, no, don't do that. Just tag the batter. Don't throw it to first, tag him. Me got great arm, me got good arm. Yes, he did.
2-1 from McGuff. Popped up on the infield, out into right field. It will now go as on comes Gardner. He settles under it in shallow right to put it away for the second out. And we've actually seen Luis have a little bit of trouble with that, as earlier in the Joliet series there was a drop third strike. He fired a strike down to first, but it was wild, allowing the inning to continue. So that's just one of those things. If the guy's not moving anywhere and he's there, just tag him there.
Exactly.
Make it easy on yourself.
Anytime you throw a ball anywhere in baseball, there's always a chance of a wild throw. Therefore, if the batter is standing still, tag him. That's it.
McGuff's first pitch, the next hitter, Derek Lovelace, is grounded foul on the first base side towards the Otters dugout, 0-1. Lovelace had a little bloop double his first time up as he fought one off his hands down the left field line and placed it perfectly to hustle into second with the Cornbelters' first and only hit, or rather first of 2 hits so far today. 0-1, way out in front as he just taps it foul straight back to the screen, and quickly it's 0-2.
Now you're telling about Ferrario's throw wild, let the ball, the runner get on base. Well, with Benito, it was late in the season playing the San Francisco Giants. Similar situation, he threw it in right field.
0-2. Line drive into center field for a base hit as Cruz gave chase the second baseman, but he can't get there, and it's a 2-out knock for Derek Lovelace. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, and he just slapped at that ball. Anyway, Benito threw it in right field. We lost to the Giants. We were eliminated from the playoffs by 1 game.
Oh.
If we had won that game, we'd have been in the playoffs. Anyway, it goes to show you.
Baseball's a funny game sometimes.
Yes, it is.
So with 2 away, Loveless now at first. Otters still in front 2-0. Tanner Lubach comes up. He struck out swinging his first time up. And he swings at the first pitch and lines it into the left center field gap for a base hit. Over to cut it off is Long, the left fielder, who throws it back in all the way to third, and that'll allow the catcher Lubach to go into second as he read that throw perfectly to take an extra base. And it's a 2-out double for Lubach. Runners now at second and third.
But I tell you what, though, Ryan Long got over into that gap very quickly, made a sensational catch, twirled about, and got that ball back into the infield. That could have rolled very easily to the wall, and that would have been a one-run scoring.
Really, if you want to nitpick, however, is Long got that in very quickly, but throwing that ball over the cutoff man's head, Thomas, allows the runner, Lubach, the hitter, to go from first to second. So now 2 men in scoring position for the next hitter, Jay Karp, as he fouls one straight back, 0-1.
Well, you're right, but he did it. You remember he just twirled and then just threw the ball back in, so he had no concept of where he was throwing it. Just get the ball back in the infield.
And that's usually a safe way to play it, and for the Otters, that does save a run. So with 2 away, runners at second and third for Karp, 2 for 7 on the season. The right-handed hitter, the 0-1 from McGuff, swung on and missed, blows the fastball by him, 0-2. So a big spot here for McGuff, the first trouble he's faced all day. The first runners normal have put in scoring position this day as well here on the top of the 4th of 7 innings.
Now, McGuff has got several of these strikeouts with sliders in the dirt, which committed the batter to a swing. This would be a perfect. He didn't do it.
And the 0-2 is actually a fastball up around the eyes. So you got to think that might be a purpose pitch. Change the eye level, now go back down to the dirt.
Well, that's true. I mean, as a catcher, I would have had 2 options just like that. Throw it in the dirt or throw it chest high. Let him go fetch for it high. So he decided to take option 2.
So now McGuff peers in for his sign. He gets it, comes set at the chest. Valorio sets up down and in the 1-2 pitch. Fastball ends up and in for ball 2 as Valorio telling his pitcher McGuff, keep it down in the zone. He wants it down around the knees.
Now that's the way he pitched in the first game. That I listed him as fair. And that was because, again, if you notice, those last 2 were way out of the strike zone.
Yeah, you normally tell how a pitcher's stuff is going by how far the catcher has to move if he misses the target. And right there had to move a long way. The 2-2. Slider down in the dirt, bounced out in front of home plate. Great block by Valorio, helps save a run. And it counts now full 3-2. And one of the things that McGuff's now struggled with on the past 3 pitches is, although he worked it to 0-2 very quickly, the past 3 pitches haven't been what you would call very competitive. They haven't been what the hitter would possibly chase at very easily out of the hand. He can say, you know what, I'm going to lay off of this.
Right.
So McGuff looking for the final strike, the payoff pitch, cut on and missed. It took him a few extra pitches, but McGuff blows the fastball by Jay Karp to strand runners at second and third here in the top half of the 4th inning. The 4th strikeout of the game, 5th strikeout of the game for Patrick McGuff, as I have to relearn how to count, and we'll go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on WUEB 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. Up early, staying up late, or just can't sleep? Give 91.5 FM a listen. 3 to 5 a.m. Sunday through Friday. It's the overnight flight. Hand-picked grooves for the tri-state's late nights. Nothing sounds quite like the overnight flight. 3 to 5 a.m. Central. 91.5 late night style from the UE campus. Tune in radio app on your phone. Across the world on WUEV.org.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Hey fans, don't forget the Otters will conclude their series against Normal tomorrow. And remember, Sunday is a family fun day Sunday at the ballpark. For $40, families will receive 4 general admission tickets, 4 popcorns, sodas and snow cone vouchers, and 2 inflatable passes. Tickets are still available at EvansvilleOtters.com or by calling 812-435-8686. So still with a 2-0 lead, Travis Harrison leads off the bottom half of the 4th inning. Left on right matchup, he takes a fastball that tails outside from Matt Portland. And Portland, after giving up the home run to Gardner in the first, has really settled into a groove. Has allowed just 1 hit since that first inning as the lefty fires the 1-0 onto the inside corner as Harrison lifts his arms out of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that was Ryan Long's double down the right field line.
And since then, nothing doing for Evansville as Portland has really settled into a groove. The 1-1. Fastball tickles the outside corner. Good pitch there. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Zach grounded out to third, and Kobe flied out to short center, and Jeff struck out, stranding Ryan at second base. No outs.
So now the 1-2 coming home to Harrison's down in the dirt for ball 2. He lays off 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Harrison who's already at the plate. Doolin and Eldridge here in the frame. 5, 6, and 7 for Evansville. In front 2-0 in the bottom half of the 4th inning of 7 innings here in game 1 of a doubleheader between Normal and Evansville. As Matt Portland gets his sign, comes to the ready on the mound into his line. The 2-2. Hit high in the air to left field. Left fielder Godbold starts back, now goes back a little bit further into the gap. He makes the catch to retire Harrison on the fly out to left.
All the way from Gainesville, Florida, is the widow of our beloved Mike Rondowski, who spent 6 years with this Otters in the radio booth here. And his wife, Christina Rondowski, traveled all the way from Gainesville to be here to grace us with her presence and her father. And we are so happy that she's here.
As Doolin pops the 1-0 up and away for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Poor Mike was killed last year in July down there in Florida, and I'll tell you what, he's surely missed. He was one of the finest gentlemen I ever met, and I know everybody associated with the Otters considered him a good friend.
I'm honored to sit in the seat that he once sat calling these Otters games as Doolin takes on the outside corner, a sweeping breaking ball for a called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 away here for Evansville in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Nobody on base for Brandon Doolin. Grounded out to first his first time up. Left on left matchup. Portland into the wind. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball pushes Doolin off the plate as he had to jackknife out of the way. Count level 2-2. Evansville, the only offense today, provided courtesy of a Jeff Gardner 2-run home run in the bottom half of the 1st inning. So the 2-2 pitch comes home. Hughes shot down the third base line. Little roll foul as Doolin able to just stay alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Slider just off the outside corner as the pitcher Portland was walking towards his third base dugout. Home plate umpire Steve Bartelstein says nope. And the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You always tell the batter, let the umpire call it.
Payoff pitch. Fouled away yet again by Doolin as he's had a good at-bat here with 1 out. Although you had mentioned earlier he is susceptible to the strikeout, at least in this at-bat. He's making Portland throw pitches, battling a little bit more, trying to get that one pitch that he can do some damage with.
Yeah, he's got good power. But again, like Jack Clark, he could hit a lot of 30 home runs, but if he strikes out 200 times, who knows?
Payoff pitch one more time from Portland. Swung on and missed. Doolin does go down swinging. His little backup slider gets by him. And it's another strikeout in the game for Portland, his 6th. And now with 2 away, it'll bring up Caleb Eldridge.
You know, I was telling one of the TV sportscasters yesterday that Jack Clark, when I was scouting in the major leagues for the San Diego Padres, and my brother Jack was the general manager, and we were thinking of making a trade for Jack Clark, playing for first base for the...
As the first pitch to Eldridge is hit high in the air to left field, sending the left fielder Godbold back in front of the warning track. He's able to settle up and make the catch. And we'll have to finish that story once we get back from a break to hear about Jack Clark. Stay with us. It's the Evansville Otters 2 and the normal Cornbelters nothing. You're listening to WUEV 91.5 FM, your home for Evansville Otters baseball, and on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters digital network.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The University of Evansville bookstore, located on the first floor of UE's Ridgeway Center, is your one-stop shop for University of Evansville apparel and gifts. The bookstore features various UE items, including clothing from Nike, J America, and Cotton Exchange. The bookstore is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, and Saturday, 10 to 2. Parking is available on Walnut Street and in UE's H-Lot. The UE bookstore can also be found on the web at evansville.bkstr.com. The University of Evansville bookstore.
The Tin Fish Restaurant, located at 300 West Jennings Street in Newburgh, Indiana, is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu features salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. It can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. The Tin Fish Restaurant.
Hey fans, the next Otters home series will be May 30th to the 31st with the Florence Freedom coming to town. Wednesday, May 30th will be a doubleheader starting at 5:05 p.m. and it's also a Deaconess Hospital Skilled Nursing Facility night. The series finale on May 31st starts at 6:35 p.m. and will be the first Thirsty Thursday of the season with special price drafts. Patrick McGuff back out for the 5th inning. He's completed 4 innings of scoreless baseball, allowing 4 hits while striking out 5 and not walking a batter. Something that Otters pitchers have struggled with this season is controlling the free passes. They allowed 11 their last time out. So today it's been a nice change for McGuff.
I'll say I was shocked when we walked 11 batters in that game the other night.
The first pitch to the leadoff hitter here in the frame for normal is a called strike 1 as Derek Bauer takes over the heart of the plate 0-1.
Without announcing a name, I think one walked 3 and then was yanked after a home run.
Yes, it was Nathan Forrest who was pulled after just 1 inning of work, giving up 4 walks and 3 runs as the Otters went on to lose that ball game 7-2. So the 0-1 is swung on and missed by Bauer. 0-2 quickly. McGuff looking to build upon his strikeout that ended the 4th frame. The 0-2 chopped on the ground to the first baseman Doolin, who waits back for it and is able to take it to the bag himself for the first out easily here in the top half of the 5th.
Yeah, quickly finish that story about Jack Clark. Anyway, I said, no, we don't want him. He strikes out 200 times, and 150 of the 200 are called out. Not strikes, but called out. Well, we did trade for him, and we got him. And 1 year later, we traded him away.
The cycle of baseball envelops everybody. And now McGuff deals to the 9-hole hitter Cody Erickson as he misses just a bit up and in for ball 1-0. Erickson singled his first time up and was swept off of the base paths on the fielder's choice by Michael Centeno, who awaits on deck. Right on right matchup, McGuff into the wind, the 1-0. Breaking pitch freezes Erickson over the heart of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now that looked like an off-speed fastball, which had good location.
McGuff able to really tie up Erickson with that one, as the 0-1 pitch is another good one, this time on the bottom third of the zone on the outside edge, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's been very impressive for McGuff, his off-speed offerings.
Yeah, and that was a sinker. Came in about knee-high and just dropped.
McGuff's 1-2. Fastball off the thumb straight back to McGuff as he makes the easy catch on a short pop-up back to him on the mound. A little spinner off the bat by Erickson, just had to fight that one off his thumbs. He's the second out.
Are you a pool player?
A little bit.
Well, would you say chalk up on that one?
Oh, just a little bit. You said earlier you don't like pitchers catching pop-ups, but I don't think McGuff had a choice on that one.
That's right. Chalk up, my boy. Chalk up.
So the lineup turns over now for Michael Centeno hitting from the right side, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back to the screen, and no balls and 1 strike. 2-0, Evansville leads in the first game of 2 here today from Bosse Field. Top half of the 5th inning, 2 outs, nobody on base for Centeno, who's 0 for 2. Popped out to third and grounded out to short in his 2 at-bats as he hits the 0-1 in the air to shallow left field. Out goes the shortstop Thomas. On comes the left fielder Long, but it's Thomas who makes the call and the catch to end the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Patrick McGuff. He's cruising through this one. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's the Evansville Otters 2 and the normal Cornbelters nothing. And this is Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
A Case of the Blues is your home for blues music in the Tri-State, featuring music from local artists like Honey Roy, Dale Niehaus and Bad Mojo, the Bosco France Band, and the Beat Daddies, as well as legends of the blues like B.B. King, Buddy Guy, and Muddy Waters. A Case of the Blues is on every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., only on your place for blues in the Tri-State, 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville, a University of Evansville radio station.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Toroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Toroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Toroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Toroni's.
Both pitchers have now really settled into a groove as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's 2-0 Evansville. The only runs of the game coming on a Jeff Gardner 2-run blast in the bottom half of the 1st inning as the pitcher for normal Matt Portland has settled in. Former 17th round pick, the Kansas City Royals back in 2015, pitched 2 years in the organization before getting his release. Played for normal last year as well as the Lincoln Salt Dogs of the American Association, but getting the ball here today and pitching well, but Patrick McGuff has been better as Evansville leads 2-0. Luis Velorio steps in to lead things off here in the bottom half of the 5th. He chases a high fastball and pokes it in the air to right, down the right field line. On comes the right fielder Lovelace, and towards the line he makes the catch as Luis barely moved out of the box, thinking that ball was well into foul ground, but instead it is in fair territory, and he flies out to open up the 5th.
Yeah, the Otters, as of now, as we're in the bottom of the 5th, and we're in a 7-inning game, and the Otters have got 3 hits. Gardner's home run, Long's double, and Thomas's signal, and that's it.
2 of the 3 hits coming back in the 1st inning, of course, accounting for 2 of the 3 Otters runs. So both pitchers have been on their game, pitching to contact, working quickly. picking up a few strikeouts along the way as well, as Manny Cruz takes a fastball over the heart of the plate for a called strike one.
Yeah, well, Normal's only got 4 hits themselves, but Loveless got 2 of those 4. Thankfully, nobody was on base.
Portland's 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that goes through the legs of Lubach behind the plate, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Neither pitcher has walked a hitter as well, which has been one of the most impressive things.
Yeah. Yeah, there hasn't been too many 3-2 counts either.
1-1 from Portland. Cruz lines it back up the middle off the mound and into center field. It is the Otters' 4th hit of the game, and he turns the lineup over to give Ryan Long a shot with a man aboard. So the good piece of hitting there by Manny Cruz, getting a pitch up in the zone, not trying to do too much with it, throwing his hands at it, shooting it right back through the box for a sharp base hit.
And the American flag out there is laying limp. There is no breeze whatsoever, so any ball going up in the air will not carry that extra foot.
And that's the extra foot that Gardner needed back in the first inning. So now Ryan Long steps in. He's hit 2 balls hard in this game. So he bends out of the way of a first pitch fastball, 1-0. Yeah, Gardner's home run ball back in the first got caught up in the jet stream and carried out to center field. We have no idea whether or not without the wind it would get out, but either way, it counts right now for Evansville, and they lead by that home run 2-0. The 1-0 pitch comes home to Long. Once again, up and in for ball 2. Ryan's 1 for 2, lined out to right his first time up, and then doubled down the right field line. So he's stung 2 baseballs in this one to extend his hitting streak to 7 games on the season. He's been just what the doctor ordered for Evansville at the top of the lineup. So try to keep things going here, extend the Otters' lead as he hits one high in the air to deep right field. Right fielder Loveless going back in front of the track at the wall. That ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Ryan Long, and the Otters double their lead 4-0.
Mom, Dad, he hit one, I tell you.
The right fielder Loveless just kept on going back. He ran out of room, and Ryan Long has his first home run of the season in RBIs number 3 and 4 as well, as Evansville now leads 4-0.
You know, we mentioned he was a slap hitter, but had the power to hit one out when you need it, and he just did.
That's really the first time we've seen Long really emphatically try to pull the ball today. Now 3 times today he's hit the ball to the right side, each time with authority, and this time he gets a round tripper. The Otters take a 4-0 lead.
Well, I was expecting Ryan, if he got a high outside pitch, to slap it to left center, because he's done that many, many times, and I thought that would move the runners to second and third. However, he got that inside pitch, and he just pulled it.
So the first pitch, the next hitter, Zach Wells, is off the outside corner for ball 1, 1-0. So now it's 4-0 Evansville here in the bottom half of the 5th inning with 1 out. Patrick McGuff with a bigger cushion to work with as well. The 1-0. Wells swings through it for a call for strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, why Zach went after that pitch, I don't know. That was high and outside. He needed a sailor's oar to reach it.
So it's 1-1 on Wells, who struck out looking his first time up, then grounded out to third back in the 3rd inning. As he chops this one foul down by Andy McCauley in the third base coach's box, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And I'll tell you what, that normal bullpen down there was so alive, everybody just stayed there, and not one person ever moved. And finally, one guy that was sitting down reached and picked up the ball and just lazily threw it back. Can you imagine? Laziness.
And looking at the normal bullpen, still no movement, so this will be Portland's inning to at least finish. The 1-2 popped up behind home plate. Catcher Lubach gives it a quick glance, but that's well out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I remember the day when the ball came down the bullpen, everyone jumped up and they wanted to field it. And then, of course, you put it in your back pocket.
So it's 1-2 on Wells, with Toby Thomas on deck. 4-0 Evansville now in front here in game 1 of the series. The wind from Portland, the 1-2. Hit sky high down the third baseline in foul territory. Erickson giving chase, but he'll run out of room as that ball lands in foul territory out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, there's quite a few people leaning against the fence watching the ball game down there in the tent area, which is, thank God, that they're standing watching the game, because so many times, Sam, they're enjoying whatever fruits they have. It could be, someone having a party, and they're not paying attention. And a line drive goes down there, someone can get hurt.
One of the big changes to Major League Baseball this year actually has been extended netting down the first and third base line as the 1-2 pitch is down and in, and that's been something that's been called for after a couple of scary injuries at the ballpark. People taking line drives to the head, sitting down the first and third base side. That even if you say, well, you shouldn't be on your phone at a ball game, you should be paying attention. When a 100-mile-an-hour line driver screaming at you, not much time to get out of the way. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Wells goes down on strikes for the second time today. Make that 7 now for Matt Portland. As aside from the 2 home run balls, he's been stellar.
And Zach had 8 strikeouts coming into this game. Now he's got 10. But anyway, getting back to your extending of the screen, do you know how that ever happened?
No.
I mean, I'm going back to the early 1900s when several people got hurt and they sued the ball club. And it finally went to the Supreme Court of the United States, where it was said that one had to extend 75 feet to the third base side and 75 feet to the first base side. Protect the people behind home plate. And that's why it became mandatory.
So the first pitch of the at-bat to Toby Thomas misses outside.
Now remember that questions and answers will be later. Later
As
quiz.
Thomas lifts one in the air to center field. Center fielder Bauer going into the right center field gap to put it away. But in the inning, the Otters add 2 more home runs. Ryan Long continues his hot hitting with a 2-run home run to right. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th. It's the Otters 4 and the Cornbelters nothing. This is Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
In roofing and construction, I've built a reputation of doing quality work that will stand the test of time. We didn't get here by knocking on doors, talking gibberish, or trying to be the lowest bid. You don't like to be sold to, and that's not what we do. My philosophy is simple: treating your home like it's my own, from start to finish. For roofing, gutters, siding, give us a call at Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction. Roofing the right way. 812-499-5892 or BillMorganRoofing.com.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Hey, Otters fans, for all your official Otters apparel, be sure to visit the Otters gift shop located in the main tunnel behind home plate at Bosse Field from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or anytime during an Otters game. Get an Otters shirt, hat, or other specialty items in the Evansville Otters gift shop, and be sure to check out some of the new items for 2018, only at Bosse Field. McGuff into his wind. His first pitch here in the top half of the 6th inning is on the outside corner to Santiago Chirino, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
You know, before the game started tonight, one of the most unusual things
the 0-1 to Chirino is fouled straight back
in modern baseball occurred, and that is the normal Cornbelters actually had infield, outfield practice, something that they don't even do in the major leagues anymore.
Here's
they had it tonight.
0-2. Pop foul behind home plate. Valorio giving it a chase out in front of the net. He'll see it go out of play, and yeah, it's just something nobody does anymore at the high school and younger level. I know everybody does it pregame, but at the professional level, they just don't do it anymore.
They don't do it anymore, and yet for a opposing team or a scout, that is one of the most important things. Can they throw? I was very observant of the outfield for Normal. Who could throw if you had a runner on second?
The 0-2 to Torino is flown in the air to right at Gardner, who drifts just a little bit back into his right as he puts it away for the first out.
If you had a runner on second and there was a, say, a ground ball or a line drive hit center field, and I was coaching third, send them in, because the center fielder can't throw that well. Now, if it's hit to left, I'm going to hold him up at third because that guy's got a pretty good arm. You only observe,
as the first pitch, the next hitter, Chris Iriart, is swung on and missed.
You take advantage of anything you can to help the team win.
And it's one thing I would actually love to see at the Major League level, because imagine back here, especially if you're a Cardinals fan, being able to see Rick Ankiel take center field, infield, outfield, the kind of cannon he had as McGuff bounces the 0-1 pitch home, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just being able to see some of the major leaguers really flash off their arms, because during the game, how many chances are you going to be able to see an outfielder actually throw a strike home? During infield, outfield, well, they get that shot. McGuff's 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, blows it by Iriart, who's already 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Now down the count 1-2, looking to avoid the hat trick.
Well, in the 1950s, the Evansville Braves, which I proudly was a member.
1-2 pitch from McGuff. Hit high in the air to pretty deep left center field. Left fielder long going back, as is Wells, in front of the left center field fence. Wells is able to make the catch as he ventures onto the track for the second out. A well-struck ball by Iriart, but nothing to show for it. He's the second out here in the top half of the 6th inning.
Except Mr. Wells had graciously glided over to make that difficult fly ball an easy fly. But anyway, getting back to the 50s with the Evansville Braves, Horace Gardner played right field. And if you ever wanted to see one of the greatest arms in the outfield, Horace Gardner had it.
McGuff's first pitch to the next hitter is check swung at, as Godbold's able to hold up in time, says the first base umpire down there on the first base line, James Purnell. And it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Not only did every Evansville Otter player look at that throw.
1-0 pitch is on the inside corner, just at chest height, 1 ball and 1 strike.
But the opposing team would watch, because he would pinpoint a dime at home plate. Every throw, what a arm.
1-1 pitch from McGuff. Hit through the hole on the right side as the first baseman Doolin started to give chase before retreating to the bag, thinking Cruz had a better play. And it'll be a 2-out single for Godbold, his first hit of the game, and that extends the frame for Derek Lovelace, who has 2 of the 5 normal hits today.
Rocky Calavito had a great arm too. Right fielder, Rocky Calavito. As a baseball scout, and you were sending your reports into your home to your scouting director, you would say, Sam's got a Rocky Calavito arm.
The first pitch to Lovelace is on the inside half for a called strike 1.
So your scouting director knew, hey, if he's got a Rocky Calavito arm, he must have a super arm. And that's how way scouts would describe different prospects to their scouting department.
The 0-1. Chopped on the ground to the first baseman Doolin, who fields it on the infield grass and takes it to the bag himself to end the inning. 6 scoreless frames for Patrick McGuff. Otters hoping to take their last hacks here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's the Evansville Otters 4 and the normal Cornbelters nothing. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Back here at Bosse Field, it's the Evansville Otters 4 and the normal Cornbelters nothing. As Patrick McGuff will have a shot to throw an abbreviated complete game shutout when he comes back out for the top half of the 7th inning to possibly add more runs here in the frame for Evansville. It'll be Jeff Gardner, Travis Harrison, and Brandon Doolin, 4, 5, and 6 for Evansville. As it's just been a real solid team performance today for the Otters. They only have 5 hits in the game, but have produced 4 runs on the 2 home runs. Gotta like what you see today, Bill.
I like it, and the same token, this pitcher that's for normal, Portland, he's not throwing a bad game. I mean, outside of the 2 home runs, hey, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, right now, just those 2 mistake pitches thrown by Portland. He's racked up 7 strikeouts as well while walking nobody. No walks for either side, which has been very impressive.
Exactly. So overall, the pitching today so far has been good.
The first pitch to Gardner's over the outside half at the belt for a called strike one, 0-1. Normal playing a shift on Gardner as they have 3 men on the right side of the infield. Third baseman Erickson play at the normal shortstop's position on the left side. The outfield also shifted towards right center as well. 0-1. Gardner cues one back to the screen, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes.
I believe in that game in Joliet, they shifted on 2 of our players.
Yes, they did on Doolin and Eldridge, but not Gardner. And they actually abandoned the shift after just 1 game, which was rather curious. But Normal's been sticking with it with Gardner at the plate now. It's 0-2 on him. The pitch fouled straight back to the screen. He stays alive.
You know, one of the greatest hitters of all time, at least in my opinion, Ted Williams. They used to shift. They had the third baseman played second. And you think Ted Williams would go to left field? No way. He was out to prove he was a better hitter than the defense, and he just swung away.
The 0-2. Gardner leaves a breaking pitch upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, the shift was invented for Williams. Before that, nobody had even really thought of it. And the shift couldn't beat old Teddy Ballgame.
Oh.
Sweetest swinger out there.
Oh.
1-2 pitch. Gardner takes a called strike 3 on a front door breaking pitch, and he knew it, so walked back to the dugout. So after homering his first time up, he's been sent down on strikes back-to-back at-bats, and that's kind of the risk you run and the style of player Jeff is. At the end of the day, you'll take the 1 for 3 with the 2-run home run.
And yet he had only 2 strikeouts prior to tonight's game, and tonight he struck out twice. And as I said, last year he struck out nearly 100 times. So, but again, we talked about the 23 home runs.
The first pitch to Travis Harrison's on the outside edge at the belt for a called strike 1. There is some action down in the normal bullpen as an arm gets loose right now, but Matt Portland looks to be pretty well in control of this game. The 0-1. Harrison takes down low for ball 1, so if he can finish off the 6th inning, he could have himself a complete game. So we might have, I can't remember the last time I saw 2 pitchers finish off the same game. This baseball has changed a lot. The 1-1. Harrison ropes it on the ground. A diving stop by the third baseman, but it's a called foul ball by Steve Bartelstein. So Harrison will go back to the plate. A phenomenal diving stop by Erickson at third as the manager for Normal, Billy Horn, will come out and talk things over with the home plate umpire to say maybe that was a fair ball.
I called it fair.
Yeah, Bill, you thought it was fair. I couldn't tell from my vantage point. You have a better look at it than I do.
I thought that went over the bag. Then it was in the left there in foul territory, but it went over that bag fair, at least from my viewpoint. And I think that's what the manager challenged it to.
It was pretty apparent that the third baseman, Erickson, fielded that ball in foul territory with a phenomenal diving stab.
Right.
But the ball may have gone over the bag, meaning it is fair. But either way, home plate umpire Bartelstein says foul ball. So it's 1-2 on Harrison. The pitch called strike 3 on the inside corner, and Harrison can't believe it as he bends his knees and turns back to say a few words to Bartelstein as he's down on strikes for the second time today. So one pitch after getting a possible single robbed from him, he strikes out looking for the second out.
You know, Sam, you could call it fair ball, foul ball. You could say it was a strike and not a ball. And your opinion don't mean nothing. It's the umpire who counts.
First pitch to the next hitter, Brandon Doolin, is a broken bat single out into left field for a base knock. As he'll gladly trade the bat for a base hit, his first of the game, and that extends the inning here in the 6th.
Now here's an oddity. He carried the broken bat all the way to first base, and now they're giving it to the bat boy to bring it back.
When you're left with that just little handle in your hand, you're never quite sure what to do with it running down the first base line. So Brandon said, well, I might as well hold on to it. Who knows if I'll need it again.
Well, he might have said to the bat boy, put that in my locker. That's a souvenir.
So Brandon extends the inning for Caleb Eldridge. Left-on-left matchup, Doolin with a small lead at first. The first pitch to Eldridge is down and in for ball 1. 2 away, bottom half of the 6th inning. Otters in front 4-0 on 2 two-run home runs, one from Gardner in the first, one from Long in the 5th here in game 1 of the doubleheader between Normal and Evansville. The 1-0. Skied in the air down the left field line into foul territory. Erickson ranges over in front of the fence. He is able to make the catch, falling backwards as he tumbles onto the warning track. What a catch from Erickson as he's able to retire this side here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. So the Otters get turned away here in the frame. And we'll go to the top half of the 7th inning. Patrick McGuff trying to finish off the complete game shutout here in game 1. It's the Evansville Otters 4 and the Normal Cornbelters nothing here from Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM and the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Hi, this is Joe Townsend from JMT Restoration. We are proud to be a sponsor of the 2016 Frontier Champion Evansville Otters. If you ever have a mold or water restoration issue in your home or business, give us a call at 812-205-5384. JMT Restoration Service, where professional work meets affordable pricing. Remember, go Otters!
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is fueling the American spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
To the top half of the 7th inning we go. Patrick McGuff looking to finish off the complete game shutout, and you've been saying his off-speed stuff is sharp. What's he's been doing today?
Well, again, talking about good command and good location and consistency, and that's it. Outside of that one, inning where he was really inconsistent, he's been doing good.
His first pitch to start off the top half of the 7th inning is a called strike to Tanner Lubach, and it snowballs in 1 strike. Looking around the rest of the Frontier League, 1 game's already gone final. First game of the doubleheader between Schaumburg and Traverse City. 9-6, the Beach Bums took that one. It's McGuff's 0-1 coming home. Rolled on the ground, foul down the third baseline. Clearly foul that time, and it snowballs in 2 strikes.
And there's plenty of time, baseball time, to come out to Bossy Field. Second game will start about 20 minutes after the first. We're in the top of the 7th, so it's quarter after 7. Let's say the second game will start 10 to 8 if we get out of this. So there's plenty of time. Bring your girl, bring your wife, don't bring both.
The 0-2 from McGuff is down and away as the catcher Lubach is able to hold up his swing on that one. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. McGuff with 5 punch-outs in the game, bested by Portland, who had 9 of his own. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and McGuff picks up number 6, and there's 1 away here in the 7th. Now 2 outs away from the complete game shutout, and with the victory, Evansville would move to 4-3, a half game back of a couple of different squads at the top of the Frontier League Western Division. So right now it's Gateway and Florence tied at the top at 4-2. First pitch to the next hitter, Jay Karp. It's fouled straight back to the screen, 0-1.
This would be a good, let's say, pill for the Otters to win this first and go in the locker room and relax a little and come out and rejuvenized.
The 0-1. Fastball just a bit down low on the outside edge. Can't find the knees. And McGuff has the count level on him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Karp, the designated hitter in this first game, 0-2. Grounded out to short. Struck out swinging his last time up. McGuff fires the 1-1, and it's swung on and missed by Karp, who went chasing after that one. Down and away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
See, now that's the pitch you come back with, Sam, because he looked real bad. It wasn't a good pitch at all. It was low, outside, in the dirt, and yet he went after it. Come back with it.
The 1-2, he does come back with it, but he spiked that one out in front of the plate, trying to see if Karp would go chasing even further. It counts now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You don't see many batters go after pitches that bounce 2 or 3 feet in front of home, although I have seen them go, but not many.
McGuff into his wind, the break-even pitch. Swung on and missed. He chased the slider again. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 7th. 7 strikeouts on the game for McGuff, and he's 1 out away from the complete game shutout and a Game 1 win here in the top half of the Twin Bill between Normal and Evansville, with the Otters leading 4-0 in this one right now. Fans, remember that Game 2 will start, of course, 20 minutes after the completion of this one, which looks to be approaching rapidly, as the final hope for Normal will be Derek Bauer hitting from the left side. So he takes a first pitch right down the middle for strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. If things hold the way they are now, McGuff will get the win, Portland the loss. 0-1. Well out in front of the plate off the mid of Valorio to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Both pitchers would get the complete game, something you just don't see very much anymore.
Not with the specialists.
No, not at all. And with how the Otters bullpen has been used pretty extensively thus far this year, the 1-1 swung on and missed. So a big hack from Bauer comes up empty. It's 1-2. Prior to this game, the Otters bullpen had actually thrown 1 more inning than the Otters starters had, 27-26. Of course, that had been a result of a couple of short starts, but either way, that's not the percentages you like to see. So McGuff now a strike away from completing the shutout, but Bauer steps out. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Otters in front 4-0 here in the top half of the 7th inning. Normal looking to avoid their 6th consecutive loss. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball way upstairs as Bauer turns away. The count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Bauer chased the last pitch before this one, a high fastball, and he went after it.
2-2 pitch is fouled off the catcher behind home plate off his foot. And Bauer able to stay alive, still 2-2.
So I assumed McGuff said, well, let me go a little higher. Maybe he'll climb the ladder, which he didn't.
Slightly open stance for Bauer. Good bend at the knees. McGuff into the wide rocks and fires the 2-2. Outside for ball 3. Count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One of the few 3-ball counts we've seen out of McGuff today. He has not walked a hitter. He struck out 7 while allowing 5 hits. Looking for the shutout. The payoff pitch misses upstairs for ball 4. It is the first walk of the game. That extends the ball game for Cody Erickson, the 9-hole hitter.
Well, 1 walk is not that bad. And again, it was one of the few times he ran the count to 3-2.
Right now, still no stirring down in the Otters bullpen, so Andy McCauley looks like he has a pretty long leash on McGuff to allow him to try and finish off this complete game. Erickson hitting from the right side, swings at the first pitch, pops it down the right field line. First baseman Doolin going back. That one will drop in over his head in foul territory. He's got a long way to run, can't get there in time. So it's a harmless strike 1 on Erickson, 1 for 2 on the day. Popped back to the mound his last time up.
That was that line drive, I believe, back to the mound.
If you want to call it a line drive off the thumbs.
That was what he chalked up.
Yes, exactly. So it's 0-1 on Erickson. Infield playing back. Doolin just shadowing the runner at first. McGuff from the stretch, the 0-1. Fastball misses around the eyes for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you notice, McDuff now tonight and in the past, when he is wild, it's always high. It's always high.
That can be a little bit more dangerous because when he misses around the belt, well, that's when baseballs get hit hard. As the 1-1 is cued right back up the middle. Thomas ranges into shallow center field. He's able to dive and make the play, but he has nowhere to throw it as everybody moves up a base on the soft hit single into shallow center. The 6th hit of the game for Normal. Just like that, there are 2 men aboard with 2 outs as McGuff still searching for the ender for this one. They always say the last out is the hardest one to get.
Always. My last game that I caught in, last game I caught down in Waycross, we had a no-hitter with going 8 2/3 inning. Had 2 strikes on the batter. I tried everything. Low, high, curve, sliders, this, that. That guy just kept fouling off the pitches, fouling them. Eventually he got his base hit. I bet we threw 15 pitches to him that last batter.
Baseball can be cruel sometimes, but Patrick McGuff trying to find the final out here. His first pitch fouled straight back to the screen by by Michael Centeno, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
And if you notice, Sam, you are a keen observer of baseball. These batters are jumping on that first pitch.
Oh, exactly. McGuff has been getting ahead all day long. Normal finally wisening up, trying to get to him before he throws the 2-strike slider. The 0-1. Fastball misses high again for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And now we do have some movement down in the Evansville bullpen as Randy Wynn is starting to get loose very quickly now. With 2 outs, McGuff has allowed back-to-back base runners, 2 aboard. Otters in front by 4 here on the top of the 7th. The 1-1. Slider misses down and in as Centeno started and stopped his swing. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. McGuff not quite in danger yet as the tying run is still on the on-deck circle. But I imagine if the tying run comes to the plate, he might get the old heave-ho from Andy McCauley. McGuff 1 out away from a complete game shutout here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Now Luis Valorio will call time to talk things over with McGuff on the mound. Presumably they got their signs mixed up.
Well, McGuff shook him off. And he asked when he went, go through the signs again. So I know when I used to catch, I'd go back and say, I want the fastball. I want the fastball. The catcher knows better than the pitcher.
Now McGuff and Valorio agree on the sign here. McGuff to the set, misses high and tight on Centeno. Nearly drills him in the noggin. He dives out of the way, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. McGuff in danger of walking his 2nd of the inning and loading the bases for last year's batting champion Santiago Chirino. McGuff set the 3-1. Swung on and missed. He blows the fastball by Centeno. And the count runs full, 3-2 for the second time this inning.
That was one of his best velocity thrown pitches, but at the same token, it was kind of high. It was up around the letters. It was not a good pitch.
McGuff comes set at the chest. Kicks and deals the payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. McGuff strikes out the side to finish off his complete game shutout. An absolute masterpiece from McGuff. As he allows 2 base runners here in the top half of the 7th inning, but works around it to pick up the final strikeout and take game 1 for Evansville by a final score of 4-0. McGuff, your winner in this ball game, as Matt Portland is the tough luck loser. Just the 2 big hits that he allowed, the 2-run home run to Jeff Gardner in the first and the 2-run home run to Ryan Long in the 5th. The offense for Evansville as they pick up the victory 4-0. How did Patrick McGuff do it today?
Well, again, he was consistent. He did individually have some bad times. Again, repeating high pitches out of the zone. That was his problem in the first game, and occasionally he drifted into that atmosphere in this game. But overall, he had good command. His breaking pitches were good, and he threw strikes. And 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. One walk.
1 walk. They came in the 7th inning, the only one he allowed.
Right.
And with that, Patrick McGuff will be tonight's player of the game, which is brought to you by Western Ribeye. When you're craving excellence, Western Ribeye and Ribs satisfies. Call 812-476-5405 to make reservations. So your final score here from Bosse Field in game number 1, it's the Otters 4 and the normal Cornbelters 0, as the Otters improved to 4-3 on the season. And we'll take a little bit of a short break as we send you back to normal programming. In about 20 to 25 minutes from now, we'll have game 2 of this doubleheader. You'll want to be here as Tyler Vale will take the ball for Evansville. So to sign off real quickly for Bill McCune, I'm Sam Jelnick. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on WUEV 91.5 FM. Be sure not to go anywhere, as we've got more baseball coming up soon on your home for the Evansville Otters Baseball.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank 1804 with just 1 room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank.